Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we're back in Men of War Assault Squad 2 and we're playing another mod, and this is the GSM Defense Missions mod. As usual, if you want to know about this mod, the link for it will be in the description, as it has all of the mods. You do need the GSM Fields of Honor mod accompanying this to make it work, but you know what, it's a great mod in itself anyway, so it's definitely worth the pickup. It's one of my favourites, and it goes with so many different things as well. But anyway, basically this mod in itself, just as a standalone, just adds 4 defensive missions: defending the motherland, Stalingrad, the US at Saipan and the Battle of the Bulge, and Japan at Iwo Jima. So it actually has 5, sorry. And I've played 2 of them, and I'm actually going to take a different style in this. And what I mean by that is that I've played these 2 missions, and I'm pretty sure on easy, I'm not sure about normal, but on easy, we'll put it up to, no, we'll leave it, no, we'll put it up to normal. Basically, I've played these missions on easy, just to see how they are, and, well, I feel like if I didn't touch my mouse, or if I didn't touch a unit and move it, it probably would have ended up in the same way. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a much more commentary-heavy thing on this, and basically just let the soldiers play it out for themselves, and only step in if we're needed. So, we'll get into defending motherland. Now, this is one of them I haven't actually done. It's in August 1941, Russia, so the Germans have invaded in Operation Barbarossa, and we have to hold them back. They're marching through our lands, destroying our towns, raping our women, all of that terrible stuff, and we are the last line of defense, and it looks like we're going... okay. So this isn't going to be like other missions. The other missions, it was kind of like everything was already set up. I mean, it's kind of set up in this one, but it's not as much. So we'll set everything up first, and then if it all goes to plan, then what we will do is we will just commentate over the top of it. That's actually made me really sad, because I was looking forward to it, but we'll still do it. We'll just put these guys where they're needed. We have some mortars back here, so we'll get this guy on this. It does give me time to think and look at the map and see what's going on, which is always nice. It's something that is definitely needed when you're commentating. I've actually been doing quite a lot of commentating of some Company of Heroes games, and I'm finding it enjoyable. I haven't uploaded any, just because I'm, you know, it's more about practice than showing than just, you know, uploading it and stuff. I think it's much better just to practice, and then we'll get into the critique area when I feel confident enough. So these guys, of course, don't want to move because they don't want to get into the fight. How dare they? Get some Russian spirit in you. Follow the motherland to glory and all that jazz. So we'll just stick the mortars back here. Hopefully they should be in a decent place. I think everything else is sorted out. And it looks like we don't have a... You're not going to move, baby? It looks like we don't even have a tank. So we're all static defense here, which isn't the end of the world. We should be fine. The guns should get there pretty soon. What we will do is we'll just get this guy, and our favourite, this dude, just to sit their trucks right next to where these guys are going to be. Just so they get rearmed and everything like that. So this guy's going to be here. So prepare for the German counterattack. Here they come. This is something that I probably should have done, but oh well, shit happens. It doesn't matter. Right, so we're not going to touch anything. We're just going to let it play out. So first of all, we have a Panzer IIc moving in from the right, and it looks like he's been taken out straight away. It's a good blow from the Russians, and it looks like there's a Panzer IV Ausf 1 taking its toll on some anti-tank mines, and bloody hell, the Panzer IIc has also been wrecked. Somehow it's still moving, even though it's burning. There goes the ammo. It looks like the commander got out just in time, just to get shot in the face. The infantry at the back are getting mortared the hell up. So basically they're going down as well. The Russians are holding pretty strong on the front line, using this bunker as some great cover, but it looks like the first 45mm M37 has been taken out. Will that be something that will happen all the way down this line? Well, it may be, because there's actually no other guns like that down this line. The only thing that we have close to it is this 76mm. The other 76mm hasn't even got in its position yet. The mortars are doing a good job raining down fire, basically taking on the Germans, and what has happened is basically because this 45 has been taken out, so the Germans have been able to mass some armor on the right. In the center, they're still getting hit by the 76, that's a hit, taking out another 45 that was on the front line. So that's definitely going to hamper the Russians' defense, but it's not going to stop it, because we've still got all these guns. It looks like the Germans are doing a great job at targeting these anti-tank guns. If they don't target them, then they're basically dead on arrival. This guy has got himself into a position that he can't shoot, so we're just going to help him out. Might as well. But the PTRSs on the front line are definitely doing work. The hull is crushed on this Panzer IIc who tried to move in. A grenade for good measure, just taking him out. It looks like so far the only heavy thing that we've seen are these Panzer IV F1s. They definitely pack a punch with their short-barreled 75, but so far they haven't really been able to break through the front line. We have this guy, the 76, just sat here. Every time they get on top of this gun, they just get taken out. But oh, there goes a supply truck. The track is damaged to this Panzer IV, and as you can see, it's actually made quite a large indent into this area. Let's see if they can get back on this gun. Can they turn it over? It's turned over. The wheel is bust, but they're doing alright. The other gun has been taken out by some short-barreled shots. The ammo is burning on this Panzer IIc. Can they get this gun operational? It doesn't look like it, so they're just going to be left there to the mercy of the Panzer IV moving forward. There goes the gun. The main gun is damaged, track is damaged, and it doesn't even matter since this guy is burning up a storm. The crew's confused. They can still shoot, so it must be the driver who's hurt. On the front lines, all we've really got left is some infantry members who are still dealing with the infantry threat coming in, but they are struggling to deal with the tanks who are starting to roll over them. This Panzer IV F1 is in a position where he can basically just take out anything in his path. The supply truck here has got himself stuck, so we'll just move him to help him out there. But as you can see, the tanks are massing in the center. They are taking damage to certain components, such as their turrets. The crews are confused, but they're just marching. They're marching on, they're marching in, and they're marching through. All we can do is confuse the crew with some PTRS shots. We can't really do anything against them. But there are still some guys on the front lines. It may be worth them retreating, but I don't think they'll see it like that. They see it as a travesty to retreat. No retreat, no surrender, just try and take out as many people as possible. The Panzer IV has felled a house, killing everybody inside. The Panzer IIc and the Panzer IV are moving forward at an alarming rate. We need a decent grenade instead of just confused crews on these guys, just to try and stop them. This guy's turret has been damaged about 50 times. Maybe just taking out a track or something like that would even be better, just to stop the advance. We've got a Panzer IIc going crazy on the right. He's just destroyed a 45mm. They're just running through the lines. That's a good grenade, but it didn't do anything to the Panzer IIc, and he has a brother coming with him. That means, can this guy do anything to stop him? It looks like that's a no, since he has literally... He's firing smoke rounds, for God's sake. He's run out of ammo. So that's not good. They're brushing on the last line of defense here with the Panzer IIcs moving in. We're not even 5 minutes into the battle, and the blitzkrieg tactics of these Germans are just taking their toll. Look at the grenades being thrown. They're everywhere. All we have to do is track him. It looks like that's not even possible. But they're going to break through. The first line is gone. And with the Panzer IIcs and the Panzer IV still breaking through the center, there's not really much that the Russians can do. Enemy losses 204 to 15 vehicles, friendly losses 86 to 15. Bloody hell, that's not good. So what we'll do is we'll do the same thing but on easy, see if it makes a difference at all. But it was, yeah, it shows that you may need to micro a little bit in medium, but I could still see areas where I could easily just hold them, just because of where they are and the way that they're attacking. So, I don't know. I don't think it's a massive... I don't think a lot is really needed in the micro area. when it comes to this mod. But still some is needed, so that's good to see. So we'll put the guns in the positions once again. We'll put both of them in the center. That seemed to be where the threats was coming from. We did have the Panzer IIC's a breakthrough on the right. Well done. Well fucking done. Right, so let's get these guys in position instead of getting stuck at the back. We could probably put mines in places. That's probably the best thing to do. But we do need to get these mortars up. The mortars seem to do a decent amount of damage, at least keeping back the enemy, which is something that is definitely needed. Because if you have that one counter strike, then that's completely fine. Let's say they just go straight through the area that you're trying to defend, that's fine. But if it has a follow-up and it has people basically just coming in after it, then obviously that is much more of an issue. We'll just stick the mortars in a much more defensive pattern, and we'll get all of these guys over here. Oh, without the gun. All these guys in the bunker over here. All these guys over here. You are on mine duty, just to help out the cause. So we'll do this. You guys get all them. And you can put down mines across. Hopefully that stops something. Even if it only blows off a track, it's still useful. We'll get these guys. Get some hedgehogs. And we'll just do this. So, prepare for the German attack. It looks like we will be going into commentary mode in a second. The guns are not in place yet, which is definitely not good. There goes a supply truck hit by something, probably this Panzer IV. He wasn't even able to get up to the anti-tank point. So this Panzer IIC spawned and died, probably shot by this 45 on the hill. And over here we have lost a man. The sniper in himself is doing well, taking out people as they come. But once again, the first wave of enemy tanks has met its maker. They really did not survive very long. Let's just set these guys up right about here. So the next set of tanks, it looks like we're looking at a Panzer IIC who's already got engine damage, so it's going to be hard for him to move forward, and a heavily damaged Panzer IV, which they might as well just leave the tank, get another one, try and help out. So this Panzer II is being clever, using the other Panzer II as cover, but as you can see, the mortar has just wrecked him. He's completely dead. Without tracks, it's very hard to move forward, so he's pretty much done. This Panzer IIC has been able to break through and take out the 45mm that was stationed there, but his track is damaged, so he's not going to be moving anywhere soon. He's also got another 45 shooting at him, and his turret is destroyed, so he's down for the count. Might as well be gone forever. And now we'll just put some mines there. So we have Panzer IVs once again moving forward in the center. Panzer IIC is trying to join him from the left. Panzer V, the Panzer IIC from the right is finally gone. There's no Panthers here, thank God. And there we go. It looks like this Panzer IV has lost all of its crew, or at least they tried to get out. Maybe it was burning, but we do have a massive amount of Panzer IICs trying to move in from the left. All the Russians can do in this bunker is just try and hold them here. Maybe throw some grenades. The mortars are going crazy. Now we need a grenade. We need a grenade on this Panzer IIC. Can we do anything? Can we do absolutely anything? It doesn't look like it. We're just trying to retreat out of this bunker. The grenades go down, though. Finally, after what seemed like an absolute eternity. They all miss, of course, because, well, everybody's panicking, so they're firing all over the place. Our 76mm has been hit. Or at least one of them. I have no idea where the other 76mm is. It's probably been hit. The ammo is burning on that Panzer IIC though, so it's down for the count. The mortars are still firing. If anything, all they're doing is holding back the troops. There has been the Panzer IIC has broken through, but he's got absolutely mauled by all of the guns that he's decided to run into. The hull is damaged, the turret's damaged, the turret is destroyed on this Panzer IIC, so good night, good sir. We have mortars firing in. And this 76 is back up on track. It does have a load of AP cells, so it should be able to do a ton of damage as long as it's able to hit straight. In the first bunker, we are definitely seeing a lot of issues for our men. Some of them have even got out of the bunker, decided that, hell, we're going to take them and try and beat them at their own game and try and beat them on the level playing field. Probably not the best idea, as this Russian just found out by getting killed. This hull is damaged on this Panzer IIc, but its main issue is that its track is down, therefore it is, well, basically down for the count. Panzer IIc coming in from the right, and he was coming in from the right, and now he's dead. You can see all of the dead German bodies over here. They aren't even able to push forward. They're spawning in and dying. On the left, we have the same kind of issue, but because of the dead Panzer IIs, basically they can use them for cover, try and push forward. The Panzer IIs have actually made some headway, taking out some of the guns, which means that, well, basically nobody's shooting at them. The PTRSs are the only thing stopping these Panzer IIs moving forward, or their bloodlust. The hull is crushed on this Panzer II, which means that it ain't going to be moving forward no more, especially with a burning Panzer II on top of it, and the Panzer IVs really have made no headway. There is one so far, which has pushed forward slightly with its short-barreled 75, but it looks like it's struggling. But with the aid of the tracked Panzer II, the other Panzer II trying to move forward, they have made a break through the centre. Finally, the 75 has been hit, basically meaning that it is, well, out of action. Let's see if our men can do anything. They are running into a 45 with absolutely no shells, which is probably an issue. And let's see if these guys can do anything. The turret is damaged, the ammo is burning. That's what we want to see. The track is damaged on this Panzer IIc, making sure that he can't move forward. This Panzer IV here, the F1, well, it's running into exactly the same fate as this Panzer IV did. The turret is damaged, the crew is confused. There's not a lot they can really do. The track is damaged, he's not moving anywhere. Maybe he can get some pot shots off, but that's really about it. So in the first wave of defense, all we have is this one Russian left. On this side, all these guys are out of ammo, which makes them completely useless. We don't have any supplies, so what you see is what you get, really. We have some Panzer IIcs moving through on the right, but it looks like the main issue is down the centre, where the Panzer IIcs have actually been able to break through. Luckily, we do have mines here, so hopefully the Panzer IIs will meet their makers. We will just push back these guys. There's no point in them all just dying. The ammo is burning, the engine is destroyed, hit by a PTRS to the right, straight to the side, easily penning it in the ammo rack, blowing it up. We do have a massive amount of German uniforms trying to push forward on the right. On the left, not so much. It's more we've got a few tanks who are trying to pull their weight, and then the infantry trying to follow them. It's definitely the essence and the definition of blitzkrieg tactics. You have panzer tanks breaking through the line, trying to make holes, and the infantry trying to follow as fast as they can. This Panzer IV is trying to push through. He's pushed his Panzer IV comrade out of the way, and we do have some guys over here, which is always nice, but let's just make sure that they can't get through, just in case these Panzer IVs really do destroy all of our men. And they're not doing a bad job at this moment in time. The Panzer IIs, they are getting tracked every so often. Thank God we have PTRSs, because most of our anti-tank guns have been taken out. Here is the Panzer IIc, who is raving straight into a minefield, and he gets hit by what looks like a PTRS since he didn't go over a mine. This Panzer IV has decided to stop here for some reason. Has he lost a track? Not on this side. And yes, he has. He's lost a track, so he's immobile for this point. Another track is damaged in the centre, but oh my, the amount of men coming through the centre of the map for the Germans is absolutely astronomical. As you can see on the map, there's not a lot of blue, and there's just a hell of a lot of red. Basically, the guys who are keeping them back is this gun back here, the 45mm. It has taken 5 infantry kills and 3 vehicle kills. Make that 4 with that blow up. And we're holding. That's all I can really say. With 2 minutes and 50 left, will we be able to hold out? I'm not sure we'll be able to, just because of the sheer amount of people coming through this, but we definitely have a defensive line here. It does have gaps in it, as you can see by the the tanks rolling through it, but we do have a few men who are dedicated, who are able to hold off the infantry members, which means that these tanks can't get support and aren't able to kill absolutely everyone. The infantry is kind of stuck back here. They are getting killed as they're coming up, meaning that they are definitely in a bit of a pickle. Over here we are slowly but surely getting the tank trap line ready. But the crew is confused on this Panzer IV, which was the one moving forward. We now have 3 Panzer IVs in this vicinity, which is definitely not good for business. We have a Panzer II and a Panzer IV moving through the center, and on the right, we have a blown-up Panzer II who just blitzkrieged straight past all the lines. And then we have a Panzer IIc, probably with a track blown off, since I wouldn't be caught stuck there with a bunch of infantry around me. But these Panzer IVs are really creating a lot of havoc, because there's not really a lot that can kill them in the area, and well, they're just going around killing infantry. The second line of defense basically consists of about 4 Russians and about 3 Mosin-Nagants right now. Make that 2 Mosin-Nagants, so there's not really a lot they're going to be able to do. The third line of defense, well, it's the reserves. It's about 10 people who are kind of just stuck there. They don't really want to be there, nobody wants to be there, but they have to be there. They have to be there to defend, and they're just getting absolutely smashed, but they only have to hold on for a minute and a half. Can they do it is the big question. They're getting outflanked by tanks. They have tanks screaming through the center. The only thing really stopping them is the fact that they've been tracked, or that there's so many dead tanks in the way that they can't get through them. On the left side, we did have a bunch of Panthers, but we did have a bunch of Panzer IVs, but it looks like they got stuck. We do have these men who will come back to the fight. They will sit in this bunker to try and stem some advance. More grenades go out, trying to take out tracks, trying to take out anything to stop these juggernauts moving through. Since there's no tanks on the Russian side, you can't blame them. All they have is grenades. All they have are a few 45mm and 76s, and the last one gets blasted after it runs out of ammo. There is nothing to take out these tanks anymore. There is nothing to stop them, but they only have to hold for half a minute against these tanks. And it looks like they're going to. A lot of the tanks around here are tracked. There's nothing else coming in. There's so many tanks which basically are just stuck immobilized or just dead on arrival. As you can see, all these tanks over here, they have to have been abandoned just because of the amount of men and guts and glory that have gone in to kill them. And here we go, the KV-1s, the T-34s. The main gun is damaged on this boy, but he'll still move forward. Unfortunately, we put the tank traps there to kind of save ourselves, but it's also meant that the Russians pushing forward are definitely got issues. We don't have a lot of men left, but we were able to hold out with about 10 left, and that means that it is a mission complete. I'll catch you next time.